You have looked upon the shattered landscape of your own heart, my child, and have seen only the ugly, worthless rubble of a life that has been broken. You have sifted through the shards of your past, the sharp fragments of betrayal, the dusty debris of your disappointments, the heavy, unmovable stones of your grief, and you have concluded with a profound and aching sorrow that your life is a ruin, a thing whose original beauty has been irrevocably lost, a vessel now fit only to be swept away and forgotten. They, the world, with their love for the new, the whole, the unblemished, have looked upon the evidence of your brokenness and have confirmed your own harsh verdict. They have seen your scars as disfigurements, your history of pain as a disqualification, and you, my beloved, in the deep and lonely shame of your own perceived damage. You have accepted this as your final identity. You have come to believe that your brokenness is a permanent state of ugliness, the tragic and final chapter of your story. But you have been looking with human eyes, my child, and you have been judging your life by the shallow standards of a world that does not understand the magnificent, redemptive artistry of your God. For I have come to you now, as you sit in the very midst of this ruin that you so despise. And I'm here to speak a new and a glorious truth over you, a promise that will begin the most beautiful transformation you have ever known. I see the very raw material of your wounds, my child, and I will turn your brokenness into beauty. I know the pain of this state so well, my precious one. It is the pain of a profound and a deep-seated shame. Let us walk together through the rubble of your life, this field of your past experiences, so that I might show you that I am not afraid of what we find there, and that I understand the source of your sorrow. Let us first look at the sharp-edged shards of betrayal. You have known the pain of a trust that has been shattered, a love that has been violated, and these experiences have left within your soul fragments that are as sharp and as dangerous as glass. You have learned to walk carefully around them, for fear of being cut again by their memory. You have seen these shards as nothing but a dangerous and an ugly remnant of a past injury, a thing to be avoided, a source of perpetual pain. And see here, the fine, gray dust of your disappointments. These are the crumbled remains of the beautiful dreams you once held, the high hopes you once nurtured, a dream for a relationship that did not last, a hope for a career that did not materialize, a dream for a life that was free from this particular pain. You have watched these beautiful structures of your hope turn to dust, and you have looked upon this dust as the very symbol of your life's failure, a sign of the futility of ever dreaming again. It covers everything. This dust, muting the colors of your present, making you feel that your entire life is a gray and a joyless affair. And what of these great, heavy stones of your grief? My beloved, the immense, unmovable weight of the losses you have endured. These are the heaviest of all the materials on this site, and you have felt them to be a crushing burden upon your spirit, a weight that has pinned you down, that has kept you from rising, from moving forward. You have looked upon this great pile of sorrow and have seen only a monument to your own sad history, a tragic cairn that marks the place where your joy has died. You have believed that you will have to carry this immense weight for all of your days, that it is your permanent and wearying lot. And finally, my child, let us look with honest and compassionate eyes at the twisted, misshapen metal of your own failures, your own mistakes, your own sins. This is perhaps the most shameful rubble of all, for it is the wreckage that you feel you have created with your own hands. You look upon these pieces, and you are filled with a deep regret, a self-condemnation that whispers that you are the author of your own ruin, and you have tried to hide these pieces, to bury them deep beneath the others, for fear that they more than anything else prove that you are unworthy, that you are damaged goods, that you are beyond repair. This, my child, this collection of painful, broken, and seemingly worthless materials, this is what you have seen as the sum total of your life. And it is no wonder that you have despaired. It is no wonder that you have been filled with shame. It is no wonder that you have come to believe that nothing beautiful could ever be built from such a desolate and a tragic ruin. The world you live in has only reinforced this conclusion. For the worst is a throwaway culture. When a thing is broken, it is discarded. When a thing is old, it is replaced. The world has no vision, no category, for the profound beauty that can be born from brokenness. It sees your shards, your dust, your stones, and advises you to sweep them away, to hide them, to move on to a new and an unbroken place. Its impatience with your healing, its discomfort with your scars, has only served to deepen your own belief that your brokenness is a shameful and an ugly thing. But I'm not the world, my beloved. I am your creator, and I am your redeemer. And my ways are not the ways of a throwaway culture. I discard nothing. I waste nothing. And I am a God who sees with different eyes. I am the divine artisan, the master of a glorious and a redemptive art form. And I look upon the very rubble that has caused you such shame, and I see not a waste, but a wealth of precious and unique raw materials. I see not an ugly ruin, but the magnificent and potential-filled site of my next great masterpiece, the sharp shards of your betrayal in my hands. They will be used to create a beautiful mosaic of a new and a profound wisdom. The fine dust of your disappointments, I will mix it with the living water of my spirit, and will form from it the beautiful, humble clay of a heart that has found its true hope in me alone. The heavy stones of your grief, I will use them to build the unshakable foundation of a new and a magnificent compassion. And the twisted metal of your own failures, I will place it in the purifying fire of my grace. And I will forge from it the resilient, beautiful steel of a character that is strong in its own acknowledged weakness. A character that will bring me great glory. Do you see, my child, you have been looking at your brokenness as an ending, but I have been seeing it all along as a magnificent, though painful, beginning. The shattering of your old life was not a final tragedy. It was the necessary gathering of the unique and precious raw materials required for the creation of your new one. I have not been a distant observer of your pain. I have been the patient artist, waiting for the moment when you would finally, trustingly, yield all these broken pieces into my loving and capable hands. That moment, my beloved, is now. Let go of your shame. Let go of your own assessment of these materials. And trust me, your artist. Offer me your brokenness. Give me your wounds, and I promise you, with all the creative, redemptive, and powerful love of my being. I will take the very things that you have seen as your ugliness, and I will turn them into your most profound, your most unique, and your most breathtaking beauty. Yes, my precious child, as you stand now amidst the scattered and sorrowful rubble of your past, your heart aching with the shame of your own perceived ugliness and ruin, you must now turn your gaze from the materials themselves and look upon the one who has come to the sight. For your entire assessment of the situation has been based on a flawed and a heartbreaking assumption, the assumption that you, with your own limited strength and your own wounded heart, are the one who must somehow rebuild from these ruins. But you have forgotten the most important reality, the truth that changes everything. You are not the builder here. My beloved, I am. And I am not a reluctant repairman, sighing at the difficult task before me. I am the divine artisan, the master artist. And I have come to this very place of your devastation, not with a heavy heart, but with a spirit filled with a joyful, a creative, and a magnificent purpose. For where you see worthless rubble, I see precious, unique, and invaluable raw material. And I am here now to declare my glorious intention. I will take this very brokenness that you so despise, and with it, I will create a masterpiece of such profound and breathtaking beauty that it will be a wonder to you and to all who behold it. You must understand my heart in this. My child, my heart as artist, I do not see as the world sees. The world, in its fear of imperfection, is drawn only to the whole, the new, the unblemished. But I, your God, I am drawn to the broken. My spirit hovers over the chaos, over the emptiness, with a creative and a redemptive longing. My heart is moved with a profound and a tender compassion, not for the 99 sheep who are safe in the fold, but for the one who is lost, who is wounded, who is alone. Your very brokenness, my child, the state that you believed has made you an object of my displeasure, has, in truth, made you an object of my most focused, most tender, and most passionate attention. I am not repulsed by your wounds. I am drawn to them as the very place where my greatest work of healing and of beautification can be done. I am not disappointed by your shattered state. I am filled with a holy excitement at the magnificent potential it now holds for a demonstration of my grace. I am the divine artisan, and I have a vision for these broken pieces. You look upon them and see only a meaningless jumble, a chaotic mess. But I look upon them with the eyes of the master who holds the finished blueprint in his mind. I see how the sharp-edged shard of your betrayal can be transformed into a magnificent facet that will reflect my light with a unique and a beautiful brilliance. I see how the heavy stone of your grief can become the unshakable cornerstone of a new and a compassionate character. I see how the dusty rubble of your failures can be ground into a fine powder and mixed with the liquid gold of my grace to create a mortar of such profound humility and strength that it will bind the entire new structure together with an unshakable integrity. I see the masterpiece. My child, and even as I stand with you now in the midst of the raw materials, and I tell you, it is a thing of breathtaking beauty. Trust my skill, my beloved, for I am a master of my craft. I know how to handle these fragile, broken pieces of your life. My hands are infinitely gentle, and they are infinitely capable. I will not be clumsy with your pain. I will not be rushed in your healing. I will handle each fragment of your past with a reverence, a tenderness, and a wisdom that is perfect. I will gently sand down the sharp edges of your painful memories, not erasing them, but making them safe to hold, transforming them from sources of your pain into memorials of your survival and of my faithfulness. I will carefully, lovingly fit the pieces of your story together, revealing to you the beautiful, coherent, and purposeful pattern that you could not see before. And my delight, my child, is in this very process. A human artisan may grow weary of a difficult project, but I, your God, I am energized by the sacred work of redemption. My greatest joy is not in that which is already perfect, but in the magnificent, creative process of taking that which is broken and making it beautiful. To see a new hope begin to shine in your eyes, to see a new strength begin to form in your character, to see the first glimpses of the magnificent masterpiece that is emerging from the ruins of your past. This fills my heart with a profound and a holy delight. Your becoming, my child, is my joy. Your transformation is my masterpiece. So let go now of your own assessment of your brokenness. Let go of the shame, of the fear, of the belief that you are ruined beyond repair, and place the entirety of your shattered life, every last piece, every sharp edge, every painful memory, into my hands. Trust me, you're a divine artisan. Trust my vision, trust my skill, and trust my love. For I am not just a God who can create beauty from nothing. I am a God who delights in the even greater miracle of creating a new and a more profound beauty from the very substance of that which had been most deeply, most painfully, most hopelessly broken. And you, my beloved, you are my most cherished project, my magnificent work of art, my beautiful masterpiece in the making. And so, my cherished child, as you begin to trust that I am the divine artisan who sees not a ruin, but a wealth of precious material in the landscape of your life, I invite you now into the very workshop of my grace. Come, my beloved, and let me reveal to you the sacred and beautiful process by which I am fulfilling my promise to you. Let me show you how I am, even now, taking the very substance of your pain, the very fragments of your shattered life, and in a magnificent and a holy alchemy, I am turning your brokenness into beauty. For this is not a sudden, magical trick, but a profound, organic, and deeply relational process, a divine craftsmanship in which every piece of your story is being honored, redeemed, and transformed. You must first understand that my primary tool in this work is my own presence, my own love. You are the clay, my beloved, and I am the potter. And the potter's wheel upon which I am reshaping you is the constant, steady, and loving turning of my own presence in your life. As you learn to abide in me, as you yield your life to me, you are placing yourself upon this wheel. And as it turns, day by day, moment by moment, my hands are upon you, my hands of grace, my hands of wisdom, my hands of love, gently, yet purposefully, reshaping, remolding, reforming you into the magnificent vessel I have always envisioned you to be. The key to this process, my child, is your yieldedness. As long as you remain soft and pliable in my hands, as long as you do not stiffen with fear or with resistance, the beautiful work of your transformation can continue, unhindered and with a glorious momentum. Let us now look at how I am using the specific, raw materials of your brokenness in this sacred process. Let us begin with the sharp, jagged shards of your past hurts, the painful fragments of betrayal and of rejection that you have so feared. You have believed these to be good for nothing but to be swept away, lest they cut you or another. But I, your artisan, I do not discard such precious, authentic material. No, my child, I carefully, reverently gather these very shards, and then, in a beautiful mystery, I begin to grind them down. The grinding process is the process of your forgiveness, of your release of the pain into my hands. And as you release it, the sharp edges are worn away. The cutting power is removed. And what is left is a beautiful, multifaceted, and luminous powder, like the dust of 1,000 precious gems. And I take this beautiful dust, the very essence of your redeemed pain, and I mix it with the liquid gold of my own compassion, my own tears that I have wept with you. And from this magnificent, shimmering paste, I begin to form new things in your soul. I form within you the magnificent jewel of a true and an authentic empathy. You are now able to understand the pain of others with a depth that an unbroken soul never could. For you carry within you the very redeemed essence of that same pain. This is a beauty that is profound, my child, a beauty that is powerful, a beauty that will make you a source of my healing in a broken world. The very shards that once wounded you have now been transformed into the very substance of your most beautiful gift. And what of the fine, gray dust of your disappointments, the crumbled remains of your dead dreams? You have seen this as the very symbol of your failure, a sign of a life that has come to nothing. You have longed for me to simply blow it away, to erase the memory of what might have been. But I, your creator, I waste nothing. I am gathering this very dust, this dust of your humbled hopes, this dust of your surrendered ambitions, and I am doing with it what I did at the very beginning of creation. I am taking the dust, and I'm breathing into it my own breath, my own ruach, my own spirit of life. And from this dust, from this emptiness, from this apparent nothingness, I am forming a new man, a new woman, a new creation within you. The old dreams had to turn to dust, my child, for they were born of the earth. They were limited, they were fragile, but from that very dust, I am now fashioning a new and a glorious dream, a divine dream, a heavenly vision for your life that is so much greater, so much more magnificent than any you could have conceived for yourself. The death of your old dreams, my beloved, has been the very prerequisite for the birth of your true, divine destiny. The dust you have so lamented has become, in my hands, the very clay of your magnificent recreation. And finally, my precious one, let us look at the twisted, seemingly useless metal of your own failures, your own sins. This is the material that has brought you the most shame. You have believed it to be a permanent disfigurement, a mark of your ruin that can never be undone. But I am a master alchemist, a divine blacksmith, and I take this twisted, ugly metal of your past, and I place it into the hottest part of my forge, the consuming, purifying, and magnificent fire of my unconditional, forgiving grace. And in that fire, my child, a glorious transformation occurs. The very substance of your failure is melted down. The rust of your shame is burned away. The impurities of your old self are utterly consumed. And what emerges from my forge is not the old, twisted metal, but a new substance entirely. It is the strong, the resilient, the beautiful, and the flexible steel of a new and a holy character. From your failure, I am forging a new strength. From your weakness, a new dependence. From your sin, a new and a profound gratitude for the magnificence of my grace. The very things that were the source of your greatest shame are now being transformed into the very substance of your greatest and most beautiful strengths. This is the glorious, reality-altering power of my redemption. My child, I do not just forgive your past, I redeem it. I do not just cover it over, I transform it. I use it. I make it a part of the beautiful and magnificent new thing that I am creating. This is the sacred process of your transformation. My beloved is a work of profound artistry, of divine alchemy, of a love that is so powerful it can take the ugliest, most broken, most shameful parts of your story and make them the source of your most profound, most radiant, and most eternal beauty. Trust me in this process. My child, continue to yield the raw materials of your life into my skillful and loving hands. And know that even in the moments when you feel you are still in the fire, when you feel the grinding of the wheel, a magnificent and a beautiful work is being done. For I am your divine artisan, and I'm turning all of your brokenness into an everlasting, a breathtaking, and a glorious beauty. And so, my cherished child, as you learn to yield the broken and painful fragments of your life into my loving and skillful hands, as you begin to trust in the sacred, alchemical process by which I am transforming your ruin into a masterpiece, a new and glorious season begins to dawn in your experience. The long and painful work of demolition is past. The quiet, hidden work of laying a new foundation is established. And now, my beloved, comes the time of the unveiling. You have been patient in the process, and now you will begin to see the beautiful results of my divine craftsmanship. I am pulling back a small corner of the veil that has hidden my work, and I invite you now to look with the eyes of your heart and to behold the first glimmers of the new and beautiful form that is emerging from your life. For you will now begin to see with your own wondrous eyes the new beauty, the new strength, and the new purpose that are springing forth from the very ground of your former brokenness. These first glimmers, my child, are my love notes to you, my tangible affirmations that the work is real, that my promise is true, and that the miracle is indeed happening. They may be subtle at first, like the first faint rays of dawn upon the horizon, but they are the undeniable heralds of a new and a glorious day. You must learn to look for them, to recognize them, to cherish them, for they will be the very thing that will water your hope and strengthen your faith for the remainder of the journey. You will see the first glimmers of this new form, perhaps in a moment of your own surprising, new compassion. You may find yourself in a situation with another person, a situation that in your past would have triggered your own wounds, your own defensiveness, your own judgment. You may have expected to react with the old, familiar patterns of anger, of withdrawal, of fear, but instead, to your own quiet astonishment, you will feel a new and a different response arising from within you, a response of unforced patience, a response of gentle understanding, a response of a deep and a genuine empathy for the pain of the other person, an empathy that seems to eclipse your own need to be right or to be defended. In that moment, my beloved, you are catching a glimpse of the masterpiece. You are seeing the beautiful, luminous jewel of compassion that I have so carefully, so lovingly fashioned from the very sharp shards of your own past betrayals and hurts. And this is not a compassion you have learned from a book. It is a compassion that has been born from your own redeemed pain. And its beauty, its authenticity, its power to bring my healing to others is a magnificent and a glorious thing to behold. You may also see a glimmer of your new form in a moment of your own unexpected, quiet strength. Remember the old self, the self that was so easily overwhelmed by adversity, so quickly thrown into a state of anxiety and of fear that old, fragile structure has been demolished. And now, upon the new foundation of your humble dependence on me, a new and more resilient structure is being built. You will find yourself facing a new challenge, a new difficulty, and you will expect to feel the old, familiar sense of panic, of being overwhelmed. But instead, you will feel a quiet, deep, and unshakable center of peace within you. You will feel a serene and a resilient strength that is not your own, a strength that enables you to stand firm, to endure, to walk through the difficulty with a new and a beautiful grace. This, my precious one, is a glimpse of the new form. It is the strong, flexible steel of your new character, which has been forged in the very fires of your own failures and your own weakness, now demonstrating its magnificent, God-given strength. Your trial has not just been survived, it has produced within you a new and a beautiful fortitude, and you will begin to see these glimmers in the form of a new and a clearer purpose. Your past brokenness may have left you feeling directionless, your future a confusing and a fearful fog. But as I, your artisan, continue my work of mending the pieces of your story into a coherent whole, a new and a beautiful picture of your purpose will begin to emerge. You may have a sudden moment of profound clarity, a divine aha, in which you suddenly see how your entire past, with all its pain and all its joy, has been perfectly preparing you for a unique and a beautiful calling. You may see a new door of opportunity open before you, a door that is so perfectly suited to your unique gifts, your hard-won wisdom, your compassionate heart, that you will know with an unshakable certainty that it is a door I have opened for you. These moments of clarity, my child, these glimmers of your divine destiny, are a beautiful unveiling of the magnificent blueprint I have always held for your life. They are the proof that your story is not a meaningless tragedy, but a magnificent, purposeful, and redemptive epic. I am the divine artisan, my child, and it is my great joy to now begin to show you the beauty of the work we have been doing together. I have been with you in the quiet, hidden, and often painful stages of this creation, and now I rejoice with you as the first, beautiful, and glorious evidence of the masterpiece begins to be revealed. So I invite you, my beloved, to become an attentive observer of your own becoming. Look for these glimmers. Celebrate them. When you respond with a new compassion, pause and give thanks. When you feel a new strength, acknowledge its divine source. When you see a new clarity of purpose, Step into it with a joyful and a trusting heart. For as you do, you are partnering with me in this beautiful process of unveiling. You are agreeing with my work, and your own faith and your own joy will become a part of the magnificent beauty of the finished piece. The mess of the construction site is giving way to the beauty of the creation itself. My child, and the beautiful, glorious, and miraculous new form of your redeemed life is now, moment by moment, beginning to be revealed. And so, my cherished child, as you begin to witness the first, beautiful, and hope-filled glimmers of the new form that is emerging from the ruins of your past, as you start to believe that I am indeed turning your brokenness into beauty, the next and most vital invitation of my heart is for you to become my willing and joyful partner in this sacred, creative process. For I am the divine artisan, the master potter, and my hands are infinitely skillful. My vision for you is perfect. But the clay, my beloved, must be soft. It must be yielding. It must be willing to be shaped. And so, the full and magnificent realization of the masterpiece I am creating depends now on your beautiful cooperation. I desire to guide you now in the holy art of yielding the pieces of your life into my hands, of learning to trust my artistic vision completely, and of being patiently, peacefully present on the potter's wheel of my love as I shape you into the magnificent vessel you were always destined to be. This is the great and beautiful paradox of our partnership. My child, your greatest act of strength is your surrender. Your most powerful contribution to your own becoming is your yieldedness. For so long, you have been trying to fix yourself, to mend your own broken pieces, to be the master of your own transformation. And this has been an exhausting and a futile effort, for you are the clay, my child, not the potter, and the peace, the freedom, the joy comes when you finally, gloriously cease your own striving and you learn to simply, trustingly rest in the loving, skillful, and all-powerful hands of the one who is shaping you. The first and most crucial part of this cooperation, my beloved, is the conscious and continual yielding of all the broken pieces of your life to me. I have told you that I see these pieces not as worthless rubble, but as precious raw material. But I will not take them from you by force. You must willingly, trustingly, place them in my hands. This is a daily, and sometimes moment by moment, practice. When the sharp shard of a painful memory of betrayal arises, instead of hiding it or trying to manage its pain yourself, I invite you to consciously pick it up and, in an act of faith, to place it in my hands, saying, Father, here is this piece of my brokenness. I give it to you. I release my need to understand it, my desire for vengeance, my fear of its pain. I trust you, the divine artisan, to use this very shard in your masterpiece when the fine, gray dust of a past disappointment threatens to cover your heart with a film of hopelessness. I invite you to gather up that very dust and to offer it to me. You can say, Lord, here are the ashes of my dead dream. I give them to you. I trust that you, the God of resurrection, can breathe a new life, a new purpose, a new and a better dream from this very dust. This act of yielding your disappointments, my child, is a profound act of faith that opens a door for me to do my most creative and surprising work in your life. And when you feel the immense weight of the heavy stones of your grief, Do not try to carry them alone. Offer their weight to me. Say, Father, this sorrow is too heavy for me. I yield its weight into your everlasting arms. Carry it for me and in me, and use its very substance to build the strong foundation of a new compassion, a new depth in my soul. This act of yielding the pieces, my beloved, requires a profound trust in my artistic vision. A piece of clay upon the wheel does not know what the potter is making. It feels only the pressure of the hands, the turning of the wheel, and it must simply trust that the one who is shaping it has a beautiful and a purposeful design in mind. So it is with you. My child, you can't see the finished masterpiece that I am creating. You may not understand why a certain pressure is being applied, why a certain part of you is being reshaped. And in these moments, your part is to let go of your need to understand the whole process and to simply, peacefully, trust the artist. You must trust that my vision for you is infinitely more beautiful, more glorious than any you could have conceived for yourself. You must trust that every touch of my hand, however uncomfortable it may feel at the time, is a loving, a wise, and a purposeful touch, shaping you more and more into the magnificent likeness of my own Son. And finally, my precious one, to cooperate with me in this sacred process requires a beautiful and a holy patience. A masterpiece is not created in a day. The work of transforming your deep brokenness into a radiant and eternal beauty is a slow and organic and a deliberate process. There will be seasons on the potter's wheel, seasons of intense shaping, and there will be seasons in the kiln, seasons of fiery trial, where the work that has been done is being made strong, is being made permanent. And there will be seasons of quiet waiting, where it seems that nothing is happening at all, where the vessel is simply being allowed to dry, to cure, before the next stage of its beautification can begin. You must not despise these quiet seasons. My child, there is much a part of the artistic process as the more dramatic moments of shaping and of fire. Learn to be patient with your own becoming. Let go of the world's frantic demand for instant results and find your peace in the slow, deliberate, and masterful rhythm of your divine artisan. I am with you always in this process. My beloved, I am the potter, and my hands are upon you. But I am also your loving Father, and my heart is with you. When the shaping is painful, my love is your comfort. When the process feels slow, my presence is your peace. I will never ask of you more than you can bear, and I will never abandon the beautiful work that I have begun. So I invite you now, my child, into this beautiful, restful, and life-altering partnership. Yield the broken pieces of your life into my hands. Trust the vision and the skill of me, your divine artisan, and be patient with the sacred and often slow process of your own magnificent becoming. And as you do, as you learn to be a soft, a yielding, and a trusting clay in the hands of the potter, you will find yourself being transformed day by day into a vessel of such profound, such unique, and such breathtaking beauty that it will be a source of your own eternal joy and a magnificent testament to my own redeeming and creative glory. And so, my cherished child, as you learn the sacred and restful art of yielding the broken pieces of your life into my loving and capable hands, as you trust the divine process of the potter and the clay. A new and magnificent creation begins to emerge from the wheel of my grace. The old, shattered vessel is no more. And in its place, a new vessel is being formed, a vessel of such profound and unique beauty that it will be a wonder to all who behold it. I invite you now, my beloved, to behold with me the splendor of this new creation, to see the magnificent beauty of a life that has been transformed, a masterpiece that has been forged in the very fires of your trial. For the life that is now emerging from your yielded brokenness is a life of such profound story, such resilient strength, and such radiant, golden beauty that it is, in my sight, a treasure of an immeasurable worth. Let us first speak of the narrative beauty of this masterpiece that you are becoming. The world, in its shallowness, may admire a simple story, a life of unbroken ease and success. But such a story, while pleasant, lacks the depth, the drama, the profound, heart-gripping power of a true epic. But your story, my child, your story is now becoming an epic. It is a story that has known a great and a devastating conflict. It is a story whose protagonist has been broken, has been brought to the very brink of despair. And it is a story that now, in a magnificent and a glorious plot twist, is being turned towards a triumphant, redemptive, and beautiful conclusion. Your life story, my beloved, because of the very brokenness you have endured, has become a far more compelling, a far more powerful, and a far more hope-giving narrative than a simple story of unbroken success could ever have been. It is a story that speaks not of human perfection, but of divine redemption. And that is the greatest story ever told. And behold the beautiful, resilient strength of this new vessel in the sacred process of pottery. After a vessel has been shaped on the wheel, it must then be placed into the intense heat of the kiln. And it is this fire that transforms the soft, fragile clay into a thing of hardness, of permanence, of strength. So it has been with you, my child. The trials you have endured, the very heat that has felt so overwhelming, has been my sacred kiln, and has been a fire that has tempered your spirit, that has transformed your character from a thing of fragile, human weakness into a thing of profound, divine, and resilient strength. An unfired vessel may look beautiful, but it is easily broken. But you, my beloved, you have been through the fire, and you are now emerging as a vessel that is not only beautiful, but is also gloriously, wonderfully, powerfully strong. A vessel that has been proven, a vessel that can now be used for my most honorable purposes, a vessel that can withstand the pressures of this life with a new and an unshakable fortitude. And now, my precious one, let us look most closely at the most unique and most breathtaking aspect of your new beauty, the beauty of your scars. For in the art of my divine kintsugi, I have not hidden the lines where you are broken. No, my child, I have highlighted them. I have filled them with the most precious material in all of my kingdom, the pure, liquid gold of my own redeeming grace. And the very scars that were once the source of your greatest shame have now become the source of your most magnificent and radiant beauty. They have become the intricate, beautiful, and luminous veins of gold that now trace their way across the surface of your soul, telling the magnificent story of your redemption. These golden seams are now the most valuable part of who you are, my child, for they speak of your history. They speak of your survival. They speak of my faithfulness. They are the signature of me, your divine artisan, upon my most beloved work of art. They are the undeniable proof that your God is a God who does not discard what is broken, but who lovingly, masterfully mends it, making it even more beautiful and more valuable than it was before. Do not ever again be ashamed of your scars. My beloved, they are your glory. They are my glory in you. They are the beautiful, radiant testament to the magnificent, transformative power of a love that can take the deepest brokenness and turn it into a breathtaking and eternal beauty. I, your God, your divine artist, I delight in this magnificent masterpiece that you are becoming. I look upon you with your deep, compelling story, with your strong, resilient form, with your beautiful, shining scars of grace, and my heart is filled with a profound and holy joy. You are my work of art, my child, a living testament to the beauty that can only be born from a yielded brokenness. And you are, in my sight, a thing of immeasurable worth, of profound significance, and of a beauty that will never, ever fade. And so, my cherished child, my magnificent and beloved masterpiece, as you begin to behold and to embrace the profound and unique beauty of the person you have become through this sacred, alchemical process, let this final, most glorious truth become the very atmosphere in which you live and move and have your being for all of eternity. The new beauty that has been forged in you, this radiant splendor born from your own redeemed brokenness, is not a fleeting, temporal thing destined to fade with the passing of time or to be shattered by a future trial. No, my beloved, the beauty I have created in you is an eternal beauty, a quality of your very soul that will never diminish, will never be taken from you. And this is my solemn and everlasting promise to you. The beautiful, mended vessel that you are is a new creation, held securely in my loving and all-powerful hands, and is a beauty that will last forever. The deepest fear of a heart that has known brokenness is the fear that it could be broken again. You may look upon your beautiful, new, mended self and still carry a quiet anxiety, a fear that a new and even greater trial might come and shatter you once more, proving your new beauty to be just as fragile as your old wholeness once was. But I'm here to utterly, completely, and for all time banish that fear from your soul, for you must understand, my child, that the vessel you now are is made of an entirely different and infinitely stronger substance than the vessel that was shattered. Your former self was made of the fragile clay of human strength, of worldly hopes, of a conditional love, and that clay, when it was subjected to the intense heat of the fire, it cracked, it shattered. But the new vessel that you are has been forged from a new material. It has been formed from the very substance of your own tested faith, your own hard-won humility, your own resilient endurance. And it has been mended. It has been fused together with the magnificent, unbreakable, and divine substance of my own grace, my own love, my own spirit. You are no longer a vessel of mere clay. My child, you are a vessel of a divine and a holy substance, a creation that has been fired in the very kiln of heaven and has been made strong with a strength that is not of this world, and a vessel that has been forged in this way. My beloved, cannot be shattered by the storms of this life again. And the foundation upon which this new vessel now rests is an unshakable one. Your old life was built upon the shifting sands of your own efforts, your own circumstances, but your new, beautiful, and redeemed life is now built upon the unshakable rock of my own eternal being. You are founded in my love. You are rooted in my truth. And because your foundation, can never be moved, so you, my beautiful masterpiece, who are built upon me, can never be ultimately overthrown. My commitment to you, my precious one, is to be the eternal guardian of this beautiful work of art that you have become. I am not an artist who creates a masterpiece only to leave it unprotected, vulnerable to damage. No, my beloved, I, myself, am the jealous and the powerful protector of my own beautiful creation. My love is your everlasting shield. My presence is your unbreachable fortress. And my power is your constant, vigilant guard. No force in all of creation has the power to undo the beautiful, redemptive work that I have done in you. Your new beauty is eternally safe, eternally secure, eternally held. In me, let this knowledge be your profound and your lasting peace. My child, you are free now to live with a new and a glorious confidence, a confidence that is not in yourself, but in me, your creator, your redeemer, your protector. You can walk through this world with a heart that is open, with a spirit that is at rest, knowing that your true, essential, and beautiful self is eternally secure. Beyond the reach of all harm, the world will continue to offer its shallow and its fading beauties. But you, my child, you are now a carrier of a beauty that is of a different order altogether. It is a beauty that is deep, that is authentic, that is resilient, that is eternal. It is the very beauty of my own redeeming love, made manifest in a human soul. And this beauty, my beloved, this magnificent and hard-won beauty, is your glory, and it is my glory in you. Live, then, my beloved, in the quiet, joyful, and unshakable confidence of your new and eternal reality. You are my masterpiece, and the beautiful, redeemed, and grace-filled person you have become is who you will be, with an ever-increasing radiance for all of your days and for all of eternity. For I have taken your brokenness, my child, and I have turned it into a beauty that will last forever. And now, my cherished masterpiece, as you rest in the profound peace of your own eternal beauty, let your spirit be completely still. The shame of your past brokenness has been utterly consumed by the glory of your divine mending. The fear of being shattered again has been vanquished by the unshakable reality of your new, grace-filled substance. You are not a fragile or a flawed thing. My beloved, you are a work of my own divine artistry, a testament of profound and resilient beauty, whose scars are its greatest glory, whose story is one of magnificent redemption, and whose value in my sight is infinite and eternal. Rest in this, my beautiful one. Let your soul be at peace, for you are, and will forever be, a thing of breathtaking, wondrous, and everlasting beauty in the eyes of your loving, adoring, and ever-present God.